Hey there, YouTube fam. Today, I've got a spine-tingling story that'll make your jaw drop. Imagine this, a simple Craigslist couch purchase turns into a real-life thriller. Buckle up, folks, because this is a story you won't want to miss. It all started when a 22-year-old girl was on the hunt for a cozy couch to complete her new apartment. She stumbled upon a listing that seemed too good to be true. From the pictures, the couch looked pristine. But here's where it gets interesting. The seller had an email address that raised some red flags. MexicanPoppy666@hotmail.com. Our fearless couch seeker decided to reach out despite her reservations. Within minutes, the seller replied, accepting her offer and asking for her address. Our girl felt uneasy about giving her address to a complete stranger. She suggested going to his place instead, but he insisted on coming to her new apartment. Against her better judgment, she agreed, and the story takes a chilling turn. She arrives at the seller's house, which looks oddly out of place in the neighborhood. When the door opens, she's greeted by a middle-aged man wearing a baseball cap, and the couch, well, it's far from perfect. The girl points out the issues, and instead of apologizing, the man tries to haggle by lowering the price. But here's where things take a dark and twisted turn. As she makes her escape, he puts his hand on her shoulder and makes a sinister proposition. She's horrified and disgusted, rushes back to her car, and speeds away, never looking back. That same night, as she lays in her bed, watching TV, she hears something unsettling footsteps on her porch. She tiptoes to the front door and peeks through the peephole, but the intruder is gone. Then, she hears the gate to her backyard open and close. Panic sets in. She dials 911, terrified for her life, as the intruder tries to force his way into her apartment. She yells out that the police are on their way, and miraculously, the intruder vanishes. It's been a month, and she's still haunted by that night. She's convinced it was the couch seller who followed her home. She's sworn off Craigslist for good, and is on the hunt for a new apartment, eager to put this terrifying ordeal behind her. So, there you have it, folks. A spine-tingling tale that reminds us to always trust our instincts and put our safety first. If you enjoyed this chilling story, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more jaw-dropping content. Imagine searching for the ultimate 18th birthday gift for your son. Our protagonist scoured all the usual car-buying websites, cars, eBay Motors, you name it. But as expected, the prices were through the roof. Just when all hope seemed lost, Craigslist, the hero of this story, came to the rescue. About a week into the quest, a shining star appeared and 3 Toyota Camry with only 67,000 miles, 0 accidents, and in mint condition. And the price? A jaw-dropping $3,500. It seemed too good to be true, but sometimes fate smiles upon us. The seller, who goes by the name Bob, lived just 10 miles away. Our hero decided to make the call to seal the deal. Bob sounded perfectly normal on the phone, assuring our protagonist that the car was in impeccable shape. The day finally came to meet Bob and check out the car. Our hero arrived 15 minutes early, ready to make a deal. But something was off. Bob's house, tucked away from the neighbors, was surrounded by a peculiar collection of car parts. The garage door was wide open, but the Camry was nowhere in sight. Our protagonist ventured to the front door, double-checking the address. It was the right place, no doubt, but no one answered. The doorbell was missing, so a persistent knock continued for 5 minutes. No response. Frustration turned into curiosity. Our hero decided to call Bob again, and to their shock, they heard a cell phone ringing from inside the house. They couldn't understand why Bob wouldn't answer. Determined, they peeked through a window, only to find the house shrouded in darkness. But then, they spotted a figure standing ominously at the back door. It had to be Bob, right? They knocked on the window, but the figure didn't flinch. Something was terribly wrong. Our hero decided to venture into the backyard, expecting to find answers. What they found instead was beyond horrifying. There, by the back door, stood a taxidermied human being. A chilling realization sent shockwaves through their body. Our hero sprinted back to their car and sped away. But the story doesn't end there. As they glanced back one last time, they saw someone watching them from behind the blinds. The whole situation defies logic. Car parts, no Toyota Camry, a taxidermied figure, and an eerie observer. What was really happening at Bob's house? This story leaves us with more questions than answers. The lesson here? Always trust your instincts and stay safe out there. Picture this. Our protagonist was on the hunt for an iPhone 5, but they didn't want to break the bank. Craigslist seemed like the place to score a sweet deal. After some searching, what a steal! They arranged to meet the seller at a Dunkin' Donuts parking lot at 10 p.m. But things took an unexpected turn. When our protagonist arrived, two imposing figures stepped out of a black Honda Civic. Tension filled the air. The seller showed the iPhone, and it was indeed pristine. But suddenly, the price jumped from $200 to $250. Our hero tried to stick to the original price, sensing something was off. They completed the transaction, but what followed was truly bizarre. As they drove home, the Honda Civic with those mysterious buyers trailed them closely. Every turn, they followed like something out of a movie. Panic set in as they realized they were being pursued, but there was no way they were pulling over. Desperate to shake them off, our hero drove like a madman, taking risky turns and maneuvers. Finally, they managed to lose their pursuers and arrived home shaken but safe. The relief was palpable, and they thought the nightmare was over. But the terror didn't end there. Late at night, as they were setting up their new iPhone, something chilling happened. Two car doors slammed outside, and when they looked out, the black Honda Civic was parked across the street. With their family asleep, they had to act fast. They woke up their dad, who grabbed a baseball bat. A tense standoff at the front door ensued, and things took a horrifying turn. The intruders threatened to shoot the lock off the door, and that's when our hero's friend and neighbor, Joe, a police officer, stepped in. A silenced shot rang out, and a bullet pierced the door just inches away from their dad's head. But in the end, justice prevailed. Joe managed to disarm the intruders, and they were arrested. It was the scariest day of their life, but also a day when they realized the importance of quick thinking and having the right people by your side. So there you have it, folks. A harrowing tale of an iPhone deal, that turned into a life-threatening situation. Always trust your instincts and stay vigilant out there. If you found this story gripping, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more unbelievable real-life narratives. Until next time, stay safe, stay smart, and keep those stories coming.